what's your Northwest story?
So I grew up in a small town in Illinois. I grew up in a college town. I knew I didn't want to stay in the college town. It was kind of going downhill. So I started looking at different colleges, really looking at big ones. I looked at Kansas State. That was pretty much my number one until my dad, he's a Northwest alum. He's like, why don't you check out Northwest and just see what it's all about? And I was like, okay, well, I don't know about that. It's kind of small. It was, at the time, 5 hours away from home, so I was kind of not too sure about that. But the second I stepped on campus, I really felt welcomed. I immediately felt valued. Rod Barr in the School of Ag, he said, you're not just number two in the first row, you're actually Sydney Bentz. You have a name, you have a purpose to be here, and that really resonated with me. And he said, you have a long journey home, but if you ever need help, if your car breaks down, I can call my ag teachers that I know on the way there, and they can help you safely get home. And that really stuck with me. Nobody had really reiterated that to me on my other campus visits. So I decided to come to Northwest, and it was really far from home, but it wasn't too far. I felt very comfortable with the town. Maryville really reminded me of the town that I grew up in, so I just felt really comfortable and really safe. And I still feel valued. I'm a senior, but I still feel just as valued as I did on day one as I do, up until hopefully I graduate. And it's led me to do things I didn't know if I was going to be able to do. I'm not a traditional agricultural student. I don't have an ag background, so I was kind of it was nerve-wracking to come in as an ag major when my peers, grow up on century farms and have like thousands of head of cattle or pigs or something like that, and I don't. But I've never felt behind any of my peers. I ask my professors questions, I ask my peers questions. I'm not really afraid to ask the stupid questions because I know it's just to help me learn. And they're all really understanding and really kind with that. My professors will stay after and help me answer questions about how artificial insemination works with the sows on campus, or why the pig digestive system is the way it is, and same with cattle. It just really felt like home here, and again, I don't feel behind with any of my ag peers, and I'm actually holding a bunch of leadership positions. I am the president of the agricultural sorority here, so it's a professional sorority. So, I was really shy growing up, and I didn't think that was ever, being a president or being in a leadership organization or just a leader is kind of surprising. Like if you would ask my parents if I was going to be an ag person or just a president of any organization, they would not tell you that was me. So I just felt it was really special that my peers, the sisters in my sorority, trusted me enough to be able to represent them around campus and just lead them along their journey. So that feels really special. And then here at Northwest, I've made a lot of connections. My roommate's getting married, and I'm going to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. And that's just a really special feeling that I've met like my lifelong friends here at Northwest that I don't think I would get at a bigger university. We're really tight-knit here. So hopefully I can take those friendships and those leadership skills I learned in my sorority and other organizations out in the future. And, I didn't have an ag background, but now I can use those skills and put them on my resume, and it'll make me as competitive as my peers that have that traditional ag background, and hopefully be able to help me in the future and get an ag-centered position in the future. And upon graduation, I'm on time to graduate, and I'm really excited to where the future is going to take me.